morning, good morning. Everybody should hear me now. First, we want to take the time and we want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to come out. Give yourself a big hand clap, because you could have been asleep. So thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming out. As we get forward, if you have to use the bathroom, you need a water break, this is the time to go. This is the time to go. Because we don't want you to miss what you're finna get, okay? So we want you to, if you gotta go use the bathroom, if you gotta go make a quick text to somebody, this is the time to go. If not, it's an honor. I want to take the time out to introduce our guest speaker for the evening. We want to give her some love. We want to show her some love. So as she comes, Mrs. Dixon is a certified finance coach. She knows what she's talking about. So pay attention. Award winner book. Everybody got their book? Put it up in there. Let me see everybody got it. Okay, this book wasn't cheap. This lady took a hard time. Her mission, listen, because this is important. Because we got to have a purpose in life. Her mission is to help people of all ages learn how to be a better manager of money. For you can go on that cruise, Mom. All right? She's here. Now let's get up and give her a big hand. Come on, stand up. Come on. Y'all got to come down and get on up. Come on. Come on, man. Come on. Do that shit like that. Show us some love, man. Show us some love. She got Bruno Mars on the top.
That was one of the best introductions, and that's my favorite song. So I chose that because I thought it was fitting, because I want to get us in the groove. Because I know some of you are here today because you want to be, some because your parents got you out of bed, but whatever the reason, you are here today. So I thank you. I thank you all for being here. So good morning for those of you that didn't hear him or didn't see the cover of your book. My name is Patrina Dixon, and I'm so glad to be here with you today. I want to also thank the town of Windsor Youth Services for having me here. So let's get started. Money matters. I love the title because money does matter. No matter how old you are, money does matter. Why? Because money is a way to pay for goods, like things that you want or things that you need. Money also pays for services, like things that you need done, like if you need your car fixed or things like that, that's what money does as well. Money also pays people when they do work. So when I work, I want to get paid. I don't know about you all, but that's what money does as well. So, doesn't money matter? Yes, money does matter. You all are so fortunate to have this day set aside to receive this wonderful information. I wish I had this when I was your age. So, listen up. I'm going to tell you about a story of a young girl. There was a young girl who was your age, who had the best mother ever. She taught her great things, sent her to wonderful schools, but her mother, nor the schools, taught her how to manage her money. Yes, she had math classes, and she actually did well in them, but they didn't teach her practical things like how to budget, how to save, how to write a check. So when she got older, she was doing everything she saw her mom and her relatives and other adults do. And that was get paid, pay bills, and then spend all the rest of your money. So she did the same. When she got paid, she went and cashed her check, she paid her bills, and then she went out to eat. And then she went shopping at the mall. So she didn't know anything about money management. Because of this, she didn't manage her money and didn't have any money saved. Now she didn't do this because she didn't want to save. She was never taught to save, nor understood the value of saving money. This young girl, who's now a young lady, in addition to having her daughter, she had a good job and she was getting paid a lot of money. One day she said to herself, I want to own a house. I want to own a house. She knew of co-workers and others that were homeowners, and she wanted one as well. The young lady started doing research online. She would listen to people on TV, such as Susie Orman and Dave Ramsey, and she learned things like it's important to spend less, save more, and manage your money. So she started to do all of these things. When she got paid, she would look at her paycheck to see what she grossed in her paycheck and what was the net in her paycheck. So the amount of money she made versus the amount of money that she brought home. And then she started to save and save and save because she wanted to own this home and knew she needed a down payment. When she first started doing all this stuff, it was boring, it was hard and boring and hard, but she kept doing it. And then she saw that she was saving a lot of money. And then soon, guess what? She was able to buy her house, her very first house. Her daughter and her were so excited. They didn't have furniture in all the rooms, but they owned their very first home. And then she learned the value of saving money. And then again, she started saving more and more and more. And then she was sad because she realized her daughter's now in school. Still, at that time, they were not being taught how to manage their money. So then she went and decided, I want to write a book, right? Guess what her book was about? Yay, exactly what I wanted you to say. So her book was about money, but she knew people of different ages needed to know different things about money. So her goal was to write the first book for ages 13 to 18, the second for 19 to 24, and the third for 25 and beyond. She wanted to do her part to ensure as many young people as possible knew the importance of managing their money way before she learned how to do so. And that's how It's My Money came to life. So now, it's March, it's 2018. This young lady is now an adult, and she stands before you today. Yes, that young girl was me. I didn't learn how to save money until I was much older than you are today. And I wish I had learned it when I was younger. But I stand before you today as a certified financial instructor. I stand here with a financial management certificate from Cornell University. I stand here as the owner and CEO of P. Dixon Consulting, which is a financial firm that helps people of all ages to manage their money. I'm also, and I'm very proud of this, a 2018 Woman of Color honoree. And then I'm the award-winning author of a journal series titled, It's My Money. Hits my shirt, right? So whose money is it? Yours. Wait, whose money is it? Yes, it's my money. So as the beloved poet Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you do better. So you made a great step. Whatever the reason that got you here, you made a great step by being here. I hope you learned as much about money, whether your interest was because you watched your mom and your dad manage their money, or you saw the flyer hanging at the LP Wilson Center about today's event, or because Jay-Z talked about it in 444, or because Kanye bought Kim Kardashian a bunch of stocks, which was a great thing, or because you heard the words "Make Money Moves" by Cardi B. Whichever the reason is, or if it was my story that made you interested in money, I'm glad that you now are. Do not stop. I also hope my speech and the wonderful workshops that are planned for you for the rest of the day give you an understanding of how extremely important it is to learn how to manage your money. Some of you may be sitting here thinking, Patrina, I'm too young for that. No, you're not. Again, I wish I had it when I was your age. Even if money is from babysitting, allowances, birthdays, retail or fast food jobs, start saving now. Please start saving now. The sooner you do it, the better. So in the spirit of Dr. Seuss's birthday, which was on March 2nd, I'm gonna do a little money rhyme. You gonna bear with me? Don't laugh at me, okay? We're gonna do it now. All right, you ready for this? And I'm not a rapper either, but it's kind of cool. Money, money, money is such a wonder-filling word. Some say it's the root of all evil. How stupid and absurd. It's the most out-of-context statement that I have ever heard. Usually made by the unsuccessful or those who haven't learned. Others say that money makes the world go round, whether it's the dollar, the yen, the euro, or the pound. Money has a nice ring to it. You heard that earlier, right? Such an amazing sound. Using it wisely can secure a future that abundantly abounds. Some wish for health and happiness, and others for money. If it's money you wish for, don't be left feeling awkward or funny. Money changes lives, from extremely dull to radiant and funny. So whose money is it? Mine. Yes, I wanted everybody to say it then. So what did you think? Would Dr. Seuss be proud?
Yeah.
Yes. So I want to leave you with 4 things. One is dream big. I heard Taraji B. Henson say, the sky is no longer the limit, it's only the view. Number 2, success equals hard work. Number 3, if I, that little girl who was not taught to manage their money, now do it extremely well, you can do it too. And number 4, money matters. Thank you. So I can take any questions that you may have regarding my story or money that you want to ask at this time. None?
Do you have any questions?
How was that rhyme? Can I get a contract, you think, with he did or somebody?
Yeah,
You guys like that?
It was lit.
Yeah, it was lit. Come on, give me 5 for that. Yes. Anything else? Did you know some of the stuff that I talked? Did you guys know it was me when I was talking in the beginning?
Yeah.
Oh no, seriously? I didn't think you would know that that was me. How did you know it was me?
It was too hard.
How? Huh? You guys are smart. I didn't think you knew it was me. I didn't want to wait. I wanted you to build up to say, now I know who she's talking about. Yes, go ahead.
So when you save your money, do you just take you pay your bills and then you put everything in savings, or do you like fraction it off and this is for spending, this is for saving?
I love that question. So I do a combination. One, my mantra is pay yourself first. So I start with saving before I start paying my bills. So I do a small percentage that goes directly into my savings first, and then I pay my bills from there, and just something extra, then that also is put into savings. So there's 2 savings accounts that I have. One is for the fund that I don't touch, and the other one is the savings that I have easy access to, so I can go to the bank and get whatever I want. So I do a little bit of both. Yes?
Where are you from?
I'm from Hartford. Cool, Hartford. I don't live in Hartford, but I grew up in Hartford, and now I actually live in Windsor. But I grew up in Hartford. I lived for a little while in West Hartford, and my daughter went to school, and now she's 27. Huh?
What school did you go to?
I went to, what school did I go to? College or I went to Northwest High School, then I went to University of Hartford, and then I got my financial management certificate from Cornell. Any other questions? Yes?
How you make money after the stock market?
How do I make, oh man. So first of all, I love that you're asking that question. There's a bunch of different ways that you can do it. The goal that you have to understand with stock market, when you say make money, it's designed to have your money in there for a long time, and then you watch how things go. And you will want to work with an advisor or somebody that knows about money to be able to help you with that. So there's a lot of different ways. They now have apps that you can also buy stocks, one called Robinhood, there's one called Stash. So you can do that right on your phone, connected with your account. Or you can get, work with others through various different plans, financial plans that you can get to put money into the stock market. But you want to make sure that you do your research, and I encourage you to work with somebody that is in the finance industry so they can help you with that. But you can start right now if you have money.
Okay.
Yes.
What exactly is the stock market?
What is it? So it's let's see how I answer that question. So this question is, what is the stock market? So it's an avenue or way that I call it a savings vehicle, because I don't want to put money in stocks today and then go and get it out tomorrow. So it's where you can go and put money into the stock market and you can buy various different stocks for various different companies and things like that. Depending on how well the company is doing, will determine how much you get from that based on how much stock you have in the company. So that's how people, and sometimes companies, like right now, I don't know if you watch the news, but Facebook stock is not doing well because of what's going on in the news regarding Facebook. So their stock is down, where we would say this is a great time to buy because Facebook is probably not going away, right? So you buy a portion of the company by way of stocks in the company, and then when it's doing well, your portfolio or your money does well as long as the company is doing well. But it may not, one day it may not be doing well, like Facebook is not right now, so then you may have, I'm making this a small dollar amount, you may have 100 in there, and then you look at your stock, your portfolio, and you have $80 in there because the stock has dropped for that particular company. But then you may look at it a month from now, and then now you're at $300 because it's going up again. So the goal of the stock market is to keep your money in there over a period of time, not put it in because you want to buy something next week. Any questions? Any other questions? Yes?
Did you want to become a financial advisor first, or did you want to become?
Yeah, so that's an excellent question. Her question is, did I want to do this? Did I start off wanting to be a financial coach? The answer is no. I wanted to be a lawyer. But my life changed. So I started off, I went to school, my goal was to be a lawyer. I worked at a law firm. Then my daughter came about. So that kind of put a change in what I needed to do because my focus was on ensuring that she had the best that I could give her, and that changed my goals for what I wanted to do. But it happened in my opinion by design because now I'm doing what I love doing. I may like or had thought that I would like being a lawyer, but I love helping people. I love working with young people. I love sharing the knowledge that I have with other people so they can learn what I learned and don't have to wait as long as I did to get the information. So no, but I'm glad I am where I am today. Yes?
What's the best advice you could give me if I got a summer job?
Pay yourself first. Save your money. Don't go buy the hottest sneaker, the hottest jersey, or whatever that's out there. I'm not saying not to do it. Don't take your whole paycheck and do it. Save a portion of your paycheck, and then you can use the other portion of it. But always pay yourself first. So if you get a paycheck, a percentage of that paycheck goes into a savings account, and then you can work with the rest of it. So that's my advice. Yes?
How much of one paycheck should
How much of one paycheck should you save is what you're trying to ask? It depends on everybody's situation is different. So let me build on that. So her question is, how much of her paycheck should she save? What you save, and what I save, percentage-wise, may be different. The reason why I say that, you may have different things to pay than the next person. So I usually don't tell people the percentage. What I say is save the exact amount consistently. Do not change it. Do not grow it. Do not let it go below. Because some people, if they're having a good week, they'll put a lot in the bank. And then the next week, they're putting less. The next week, they may not put any because they haven't planned out their money. If you do a small amount and forget about it, you'll consistently do that. And at the end of the day, you'll see when you take a look at it, it's grown higher than you thought because you're not looking at it on a consistent basis. So it's save what you can, set a certain amount, forget about it, let it happen every single time, and then you should be fine. Yes?
So, how comes, England, right?
Say that again?
England,
Uh-huh.
their money is, worth higher than ours,
So you're asking me why?
Yeah, why?
I don't know. Gosh, you're not supposed to stump me while I'm up here. When you find out, let me know. Because I don't like to say I don't know. When you find out, let us all know. Yes. Huh? Oh, go ahead. Wait, come here. He's answering your question. You gotta put your phone down.
Oh.
1970, President Nixon went off the gold standard, so that meant America's currency, they could print as much as they want, and the more they print, the less it's worth for them to fish. So they just print money whenever they need.
Yes, I was looking it up.
All right, there you go. All right, that's what I'm talking about. See, we always learn. Anybody else? Any other questions? All right, so I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Whose money is it? Mine. Whose? Mine. All right, and do you pay yourself first or last? First. All right, so whose money is it? Mine. Okay, any other questions? I wanted to just get the gist. Anybody else have any other questions? Yes.
What about for like emergency purposes? Is that when you reach your savings, or do you just have like a
So her question is, what about for emergency savings? So you know how I said earlier I had 2 accounts? One I put money in, forget about it, and then I have other savings that I have access to. For me, that is my emergency savings. So you want to have an emergency savings in case your car breaks, for an adult, if your car breaks down, your boiler breaks or something like that, you have easy access to go and get that money. So I encourage absolutely more than one savings account. One, the save it and forget about it, the one you put 10 or 20 in every time you get paid and you forgot about it. The other one is something you're consciously putting in to get to a certain sum. So for some adults, it may be 6 months, it may be 8 months worth of living expenses. For some, it may be enough to fix the car if something happens, but that is an account that you want that you can go to and get the money right away in case something happens and you need to go do something. So that's how you should have an emergency savings account. I'm glad that you even know to ask that question. That's great. Yes?
When you started off savings, was it like, did you just straight like quit spending cold turkey, or was it like hard, like you had to keep dipping back and forth of your money you were saving?
Oh wow, I love these questions. So it was really, really hard, right? But I really, really wanted to reach my goal. One of the things that I use, I think you heard, if you remember, I said in here, Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey had what you call budget envelopes. And for me, one of the areas that I was spending a lot of money on was Starbucks. I was drinking a lot of my money by going to Starbucks 3 to 4 times in every single day. So there's 7 days a week, and I was going there 3 to 4 times each day. So what I did, and it's a little bit different in this day and age because a lot of us use credit cards and apps and things like that. But back then, I went and got money out of the bank and put it into what that budget envelope was. And I would only buy my coffee out of that budget envelope. So what it helped me do was reduce the amount of money that I was spending on coffee, because I took a certain amount when I got paid and put it in that envelope and only brought my coffee for what was in that envelope. So did I mess up sometimes? Absolutely. But so what? You can make a mistake as long as you know what to do better, and then get back on and start doing it better. So yes, yes, it was hard. I had the budget. Coffee was my thing that I was spending a lot of money on, followed by going out to eat. But coffee is really where I was spending a lot, and that's the one that I learned to do better by budgeting. Very, very strict budgeting on coffee. Yes?
What's the best bank to do business with?
Oh, well, you got, I'm not going to touch that one with all the people we have in the room today, but here's what I will tell you. Go to bankrate.com or nerdwallet.com. Those sites will give you, compare various different banks to each other, or you can go directly to the bank's website. What you want to look for, especially at your age, is that you don't have any fees, you have a very minimal amount to open the account, and fees, open the account, and you want to ensure you don't need to have a minimum amount to not get charged a fee. So for example, a bank may say you can open the account with $5, but you have to have a minimum of $50 every month. That you don't want to do if you're not going to keep $50 in it every month. So you want to do your research before you decide which institution is best for you. Yes? Any other questions? I don't know how I'm doing on time, Sarah. Good?
You have good time.
Anywhere?
Yeah, any other questions?
So I got to tell you a secret. Now, don't tell anybody when you leave out of this room, right? When I did the speech at home, it took my whole time. I really didn't know I was going to do it that fast, so that's like interesting. So that's why we have a little bit more time for questions. So that's the other tip. It has nothing to do with finance. Well, I guess it can. Practice, practice, practice. Okay? Yes?
Do you know about Bitcoin?
Oh man, I do.
Is it like good to invest in it or like go into it?
Oh man, so there are different types of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, Bitcoin being one of them. I'm not even going to attempt to try to give you a little bit here because I don't want to misguide you on that. If you do want to know more about it, my contact information is right in that book. Okay? I love that you guys even know this stuff. Awesome. So cryptocurrency is one type of currency, and Bitcoin is one of those types. So there's a bunch underneath that.
Okay.
Yes. Any other questions? No, is that it? All right. So, oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Hey, wait a minute. You're over the age limit. No, I'm just joking. Go ahead. Yeah. So her question is, will you be talking about how to save for college? In my speech today, no. I don't know if that's in one of the workshops that's here today.
We have a budget workshop.
Okay, so I mean, it is something that I do, but I'm not part of the workshops later today, but that is something that I can provide information on. I put a lot of information on my website on various different financial tips and sources that can help you find money for college as well. Yes? It's mymoneyjournal.info. It's mymoneyjournal.info. It's mymoneyjournal.info. So on there, you could go, especially to my blog page. I provide information on there as well. So within the website, there's a tab for blog, and you can go there and find information. Any other questions? All right, so are you glad that your parents made you come, or that you got up this morning to come here today?
Kinda.
Did you learn anything? Yeah, I hope my story and what I didn't know when I was your age, and the fact that I'm telling you, it's best that you learn it now so that you don't have to wait until I did to do well with your money. It's really a great thing. So I'm glad that I had the opportunity to be a part of your day, and thank you so much.